Okay, some time has went by and I managed to, in the meantime, I bought more glue sticks. I don't know what is a reliable brand. I bought these yellow ones and they're like some kind of heavy duty ones, so I hopefully they work. I also bought this clear tubing. I'm going to use this in a way where I'm going to set it around the bowl. So I don't know how exactly I'm going to do it, if I'm going to like use a glue gun and put little slashes across to develop the direction of how the jets should come down when the tank is emptying. So, you know, when you flush it. So I'm not sure how I'm going to exactly do that with this. I'm gonna like so far measure it up, I guess, against this rim thing here, so the water will go through it, and then I don't know if I'm just gonna poke holes in it so I can make little jets, or I'm going to slice this whole thing in half and glue the upper half to the rim, and then the lower half glue it on with using little slashes so the water can leak out of it in a directional way. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I also glued on this other part here, and this piece over this side will be able to support the tank, to hold the tank on top. So that's how it's gonna look. Some kind of container toilet. Oh man. And I'm gonna have to make sure that when I get the right, I don't know how I'm gonna fully develop the tube yet, just for the pressure to come out the big jet hole, but I'm gonna have to do something so that way there's a little bit of pressure when it's forcing out to help, I guess, maybe with the whole flushing. I have a feeling I don't know how this toilet's gonna work when I'm finally done, because I'm a little disappointed in how slow the water comes out of the trapway. So I'm going to finish making this toilet, and I'll just see how it works. Going to have to do something like this, and then cut it. Right now what I'm doing is I'm separating the tube, so I don't know, I'm cutting out an area pretty much, and I'll just use this as a representation of how the little jets, like the water that comes at the side of the bowl, wash down. So I kind of just split this thing here open, so when I attach to the bowl, I didn't do the ends though. I made a cut, just incision around the lower area of it. So when you flush it, the water will come out and then it'll pour out through these areas. So it'll just leak out, I guess. Maybe I'll cut a little bit more wide open, and maybe with the glue gun I'll just like put like little slashes to control put little glue marks and stick them to the side, so that way it kind of controls the direction of how it comes out. Might just do that. Okay, now what I've done with the scissors is I cut enough wide open area. Hopefully the water will pour out okay enough. I know it's kind of sloppy, but it's really hard to cut these things. And I'm going to attach to the bowl like this, and somewhere where the tank empties out the water, these two ends will fill up. I'm just going to see how it works. Still might add little slashes of glue bars just to control the pathway. I'm still not sure yet. I keep talking about that. I managed to finish glue on the the tubing along the bowl. This new glue I'm using, it's more yellow and it's so sticky that the second you touch it, you can't re-change it, so I didn't get it on the best. But that's the best I can do for it. So now water will be pouring out around it. I might just glue little slashes on the slide later with the glue stick, I'm not sure yet. I just want to see how it runs. And I'm going to use this nice big clear tube as a way to glue around where the big jet hole is here. And what I'm going to do is glue it all around there and then cut off some of this and then attach all these tubes to the tank without it leaking. So that way there's more water pressure directly going towards the jet hole. So I'm going to cut this now, I'm going to line it up here, chop it off sideways, and then, cut the holes inside the tank and then glue it all together. And that will be it probably for this prototype, because I'm having some future ideas of probably designing a second one. Okay, I was just doing some measuring just to make sure I have an idea of how I'm going to put this thing together. So I just cut out the holes, I measured it as best as I could. I haven't glued on the bigger tube for the jet hole, the big jet hole yet. But I'm going to glue all around it to seal it, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to pull off the tank again and start gluing the big jet hole tube first. Right now I just glued on that and I'm still holding in place. But I got the glue especially at the bottom, and I did a little layer around, so I'm going to add more after it dries up. And it kind of looks ugly, this colored glue. It doesn't color match the rest of it like the old glue did, like that glue. Now the new one's just all dark and yellowish glue. But as long as it's a strong bonding kind of glue, that's what I find important. I added more glue, so now there's a thicker layer that's fully coated around it. So it should be sealed. Now I'm gonna go put back on the top of this. So I'm gonna have to just start putting it back in. And I need to buy a camera stand, because I keep using just one hand to show you things, and I actually now finally got it in. So now it's glued to the big jet hole. The water will come out around the rims, and I got the glue gun. It's smoking hot, and I guess I should just start doing something. Add some glue around it, and start gluing everything. It's still easier if I do both my hands, so I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna skip this part. Sorry. Okay, great news is I'm waiting for it to dry. I glued around all corners, and I'm pretty much done this prototype. I wasn't gonna say anything yet, but I decided I'm not gonna continue working on this one as far along because, like I said earlier, the water leaves the travelway very quickly. So in the future, when I find the ambition again, I'm going to make probably another homemade toilet, and I'm going to use this as a trapway, because at least this way the passageway will be all in equal proportion, and the water should drain faster. So I'm gonna finish off with this one and then just do a little bit more stuff on it and give it a test flush and see how it works. Hopefully it does something. Hopefully it doesn't overflow, because I don't know how much pressure, I mean how much water is coming into, you know, comparing to how much is leaving the bowl at the same time. I think this will only go down by the time the tank is empty. So I'm gonna give it a shot soon. What I need to fix up is probably gluing these little holes so it doesn't leak inside this bottom container on this side. So I'm gonna fix that up, glue up these little areas that were leaked out, and after give it a test. Quite excited.